Hello and welcome to Producer Profile. Producer Profile is a show where we showcase some of the talented people who work behind the scenes in the entertainment, business, and local communities while making positive influences on the lives of others.
Welcome to Producer Profile. I'm Stella Winston.
And I'm Orville Nelson.
We have a poetess in the house today, and she finds her inspiration from her ancestors and from the beauty around her. I'd like to welcome to Producer Profile DuEwa M. Frazier.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, DuEwa is a Swahili name, and it means black beauty.
Yes, it does.
Right. Okay. Just wanted to get that out the way.
Now, DuEwa, first of all, I wanted to thank you for coming to the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
And you're a published poetess?
Yes.
Okay. Is that correct, poetess, or should I just keep it poet?
Either way, poet, I guess poetess references that I'm a female poet, but either way is fine.
It doesn't matter to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, you have a signature piece that we're going to see. And what is the name of this, and why is it your signature piece?
Yes. This poem is called Journeys, and I call it my signature piece because it includes so many ideas and my thought pattern on my love for my heritage, African American leaders and legendary people in our great past who have done so much for our community and for this country. And I reference them in Journeys, and I also reference my own life experiences and basically the experiences of people that I really look up to and admire.
So it seems to me, a lot of energy is coming to me right now because I don't write, but I do feel. And what you're saying to me really connects.
Okay.
It's coming from inside, and you're really a proud sister, and you're giving us the energy right back.
Thank you. Well, I hope I am, and I hope it's all positive. That's what I aim for it to be. Yeah.
Now, you have a website where a lot of your work is up, but some of your poems are up. What's the name of the website?
My website is www.litnoirpublishing.com, and it's all one word.
Could you spell that?
Yes, LitNoirpublishing.com.
Now, the piece will be up in a moment. And where are you performing this piece?
This piece was performed on a show called Link, a show produced by Laverne Cody Gittins for Manhattan Neighborhood Network Cable. And it was myself performing and another poet, Jaron Lyles, who is a Brooklyn-based writer and poet. And we went on the show to basically present our work in a dramatic way for this creative arts program.
Now, you have been writing for how long?
I've been writing poetry seriously probably since 1995. I was an English major in college, and I just felt inspired to write. And I was doing a lot of reading, a lot of literature study, black literature study, and study of American and English poets, and some of that might have influenced me.
Okay. Well, we're ready to hear that piece, Journeys.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to it.
All right.
Woke up one morning, I realized I've been journeying for a long, long time. Car journeys, plane journeys, dream journeys, on-foot journeys, bus journeys, spiritual journeys, mental journeys, relationship journeys, love journeys, back and forth journeys. That when you arrive to a place, you may not be there too long only to get something valuable that you came there for. Journeys, the value, love maybe, freedom maybe, a new beginning maybe, peace maybe, creation maybe, something valuable that you came there for. My ancestors journeyed from Africa land to a new world. This journey called the Middle Passage, a frightful journey, a tearful journey, a suppressed journey, a leaving the old journey, a history changed forever of a people's journey. That when you arrive to a place, you may not be there too long only to get something valuable that you came there for. My foreparents also journeyed from the south of America land to the north in all parts. This journey called the Great Migration, a seeking journey, a leaving the old journey, a step out on faith journey, and so many more journeys through time. Someone said to me the other day, why, isn't it amazing what too much journeying can do to the soul? And I replied, not so. Not if you were supposed to be journeying all the time. You see, journeys, they connect you to people, places, and events. They make you appreciate life journeys. Sojourner Truth journeyed, Harriet Tubman journeyed, Matthew Henson journeyed, Frederick Douglass journeyed, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. journeyed, Marcus Garvey journeyed, Malcolm X journeyed, Assata Shakur journeyed, and so many more journeys. And I have been journeying from the kingdom of heaven towards my birth, from my mother's womb to the world and on through the flow of my life. The value of my journeys are priceless. What are your journeys?
Well, thank you for journeying here.
Thank you.
This is part of your journey.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Now, it seems that when you call these people, do you believe in when you mention a name, you actually call a spirit?
You know, I didn't think about it that way in terms of this poem, but I have heard of that belief and that concept. It may be true. Perhaps I'm pulling upon that strength and that spirit that I believe that they have. I don't think it's conscious that I'm doing that while I'm doing the poem, but from some of the reactions that I've got from the poem, a lot of people say they get a spiritual sense from it, and they feel some type of upliftment. So maybe that's the what's happening when the poem is being kind of called out.
Well, my sister, it's like call and response. I found that. I just got that immediately.
Okay.
Very connected.
Now, are there any people today in America that inspire you to write? Is there anyone that motivates you and inspires you?
Certainly. I would say that, well, particularly when I listen to some of the stories that my parents and grandparents tell me about from when they grew up, what the social and political climate was in America, and sometimes I compare, you know, what my sister and myself have grown up seeing around us in terms of how different the social and political climate is or appears to be from when my grandparents and parents were coming up. But also I read a lot of women's writings and other writers. I mean, Pearl Cleage, a journalist and playwright based in Atlanta, she inspires me. She's got a book of essays on numerous subjects. I started reading her work probably when I was like 10, and she's one of the female writers that's inspired me. Also, in terms of poets, you know, definitely Sonia Sanchez, Gwendolyn Brooks, Ntozake Shange, poets like that. And, you know, I've read a lot of Langston Hughes, also Mary Baraka, who is still a legendary, you know, artist, activist. Those are the people that inspire me. Of course, every day, you know, educators, teachers that I come across, children that I meet, children that I've taught, you know, people inspire me, things that I see and dream of inspire.
I have to ask you, is there something in your life as a youngster that kept you writing? You said earlier when the video was playing that you had support. How does that affect a person, a youngster, the support?
Well, I come from a family of teachers, educators. My mother was and still is a teacher. My father was a principal, and he's still an administrator here in Brooklyn for the board. Also, my grandmother, all her sisters, two of my great cousins, all of them teachers and principals. I can remember during the summer months, you know, my sister and I had fun in the summer, but we had set times during the day where my grandmother or some other relative worked with us on our writing, on our math. I mean, I guess we were being educated year-round, whether we were in school or not. And it was something that was normal. You know, I don't think I ever even wondered, do other kids have to do math and reading? It was just something that was normal. And I remember my mother, during the summer times and after school, took us to the library constantly. We always had a lot of books in our house.
So the interaction with your family was also very supportive in terms of education.
And I loved it. I loved reading. I'm sure loving reading was a connection to me wanting to write and loving writing. Just the whole, you know, those people who wrote those books taking you to a whole nother world. And I would rather, you know, read a lot of times and go outside and play or even watch TV. You know, my mom, they didn't allow a lot of TV watching. you know, and we didn't have cable when I was a child, so there was none of that kind of distraction to take us out of wanting to get into books.
Now, I wanted to ask Stella, there was something I found, because you're an educator. She said something earlier. She won a Martin Luther King contest in terms of writing. You were about 9 years old?
You won quite a few contests, didn't you?
I was in elementary school.
But the thing that I found really, really interesting, it seems that your family had actually supported you so much that it was great winning the award, but it's not something that you absolutely needed to propel you and keep you writing.
No, because I would write every day. I kept a journal, probably starting when I was 9 years old. And I don't think my family didn't know about my love for writing until I was in college, or maybe a couple years out of college, because I started talking about sending essays and off to be published, and they didn't take it seriously. They didn't really. I mean, because I was also at the time in school to be a teacher. So, but it's just in recent years that they see how serious I am about this. And how much I need it, you know.
Well, we have another clip of you performing, and what is this piece? Could you set it up for us, please?
Yes, well, this is at a program, a poetry reading that I did for a group of New York City educators, and I'm sharing a poem I wrote called MCs No More Video Hoes, and it's really my perspective on current destructive or negative images that I feel are in hip-hop videos today.
Oh, and that's called No More Video Hoes?
No More Video.
MCs, No More Video Hoes.
What's the reaction of the crowd when you...
Actually, it was phenomenal. After I did that piece, it sparked probably a 45 minute discussion between myself and all the guests. There were educators there. There were also people that were part of other industries. And we talked about the youth of today. The teachers talked about things they're seeing in their classrooms that they really need to change as far as what the youth are going through outside of class. They talked about, you know, of course, the young girls with teenage pregnancy and the rate of promiscuity amongst teenagers and the disrespect they see not only from female youth to another female youth, but between the two genders, you know.
Put the two together. Why do you think that there's so much maybe promiscuity? You think that these films, that these particular videos will actually lower self-esteem or anything?
We're definitely seeing that as educators and people that work with youth. We're seeing that the youth are affected by these videos. They watch, on average, it's been said that youth watch TV on average of 49 hours a week or more. And many of them, you know, from the time they get home till the time they go to bed, they're watching videos. And a lot of them are not portraying women in a positive way. They're not portraying our men.
But it also influences the way young women dress.
Yes.
And a lot of them dress like they're in the video. And
yes.
So
and they talk like they're in the video too.
Well, thinking about the video, I think the B-roll is ready.
Okay.
Let's go to it.
All right.
The girls that swoon and groove, gyrating to pulsating beats, rhythms of bass. Brother MCs, could you survive without showing my sisters bare-breasted and G-strings barely showing their face? Breaking their queenly form so that you can form your player, pimp, daddy image, please. My sisters, can you get up off your knees from simulating lap dances, prostitute prances? My sisters, can you get up off your knees from simulating lap dances, prostitute prances as a blinged out rap crew throws money at you? Yeah, I know it's fantasy and video, but how many brothers strive to live this life? Never taking a wife, because our hip-hop videos don't glamorize the family life. Sex sells the way my black foremothers and fathers were sold. They made bucks out our men, and black women's bodies were used to satisfy their sexual cravings. This we know that the sexuality of our people has always been exploited and televised. But do you have to do it too? Little black girls on playgrounds pop their coochies while singing their favorite rap. Little black boys fantasize about getting their first piece of tail from a little black girl. Seen in the news that some even take it without asking in school bathrooms. Schoolboy turned rapist because his eyes feasted on the latest rap impresario's appetite for humping his video, H.O. Our modern day griots, my princes, our kings, can you turn my sisters from being your video BITCHs to being illustrious queens? I know it takes convincing when you're used to the bare naked of skin, but think again. These are your sisters, your next of kin. Back in the day, rap was just as popular without all the bare booty stuff, so players, please
Please get my sisters off their knees. Show you got some class, show a remnant of respect. Elevate your art, it's not too late to start.
Now it sounds like you were pleading with the artist, DuEwa, to stop it. Like, if you could appeal to the artists, what would you say to them? Like, what particular artists would come to mind?
The artists, there's probably a couple of them. Probably Jay-Z, Mystical.
Just a couple? You said just a couple?
No, I mean, there's many, but I mean a couple that are really hot today that are selling a lot of records and influencing the
Like,
youth.
for instance, there's the students always tell me, like, there's a scandal that's going on with Jay-Z and another rapper where
Nas.
like, one had sex with the other one's woman and,
Supposedly.
left a condom on the baby seat. You know, the kids know
the kids know this.
They know this, and they can tell you it, and they keep up with all that.
Everything. Yeah, they keep up with all the trends and all the hip hop news. They know so much about these rappers, and they really believe that what they see is what the rappers are living, you know, on a day-to-day.
But on another aspect of it, though, we know that our culture and what we are doing today, there's a lot of powerful people making music, making poetry, but they're not getting the focus. So again, we need to say to ourselves that sometimes it's just a few. You said it, and I challenged you earlier, and I said just a few. It's probably just a few. Probably the major of us are doing very good, really healthy work. But the powers that quote unquote be, because we are the power, they are only shedding light on the negative. And there are a lot of brothers and sisters out there doing some really good work, for instance, you. And that's whose books should be bought.
Oh, yeah?
That's who light should be shed on. So let's not waste any time on them and, you know, get rid of them.
Well, now that he mentioned your book, let's talk about your book. The name of your book is Shedding Light from My Journeys.
Yes.
Okay. And when did this come out?
May 2002,
Okay.
really like the first week of May, I received it, you know, and I've been working on it for years, really, in terms of the volume and really seeking to get it all organized so I could have it published. So it finally came about, you know, by April it was pretty much ready, and I received the books in May.
And who did the publishing for you?
I published the book.
You self-published?
Yes, I self-published it. And
powerful, very powerful.
Yeah,
dedicated
thank you.
to your work.
Now, where can this be purchased?
Well, you can visit my website, www.litnorpublishing.com. You can also email me at DuEwa, DUEWA _ Frazier, FRAZIER, at litnorpublishing.com, and anyone interested, I would send them all the pertinent information on, you know, how to order it from me.
And educators such as yourself, this would be great into the classroom.
Sure. Now, you're going to share a piece with us. Is it in this book? Or?
Yes.
Okay, and what's the name of it?
The title of the piece is called Us Creative Women, and I wrote it paying homage to legendary female artists.
We only have a few minutes left, so please.
We're going to close with that, but I want to thank you for coming to produce
Thank
a profile.
you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
We're going to end with DuEwa M. Frazier doing, what's the name of the poem?
Us Creative Women.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I know I don't fit your mold, the clarity in my voice, the stride in my step, my peculiar ways. Well, if you heard that God broke the mold when he made me, black women, African women, us creative women, then you would know my call is going out. Last call, will all you creative women please stand up? Calling all you women who sing from the depths of your souls. Calling all you women painters and sculptors molding us a new world. Calling all you women who dream us a colorful world and become our writers, directors, and producers. Did someone say a producer? Why, I produce babies, ma'am. Why, yes, and you too, mommy. Last call, will all you creative women please stand up? Calling all you women who carry the swords of truth and courage, who carry the swords and legacies of an ancestral past. an ancestral past? Did someone say an ancestral past? Teach, my sister. You see, we walk, carrying the strength and traditions of our foreparents. They step loudly so that we may step softly and still be heard. Yes, still be heard. Calling all you women to shine, shine, round up men, women, and children to preach and teach about life, love, and survival. Calling all you women to wear the illustrious crowns of griot woman, queen mother, revered woman, legendary woman, showing the world who we are, who I am. You see, I lace the world with poetry like Sonia Sanchez. I grace the world with song like Miriam Makeba. I color the world with paint like Lois Mailou Jones. I sprinkle the world with drama like Rita Moreno or Ruby Dee. I tell the story of a colored girl like Zora Neale Hurston. And I dance, kick, twirl like Pearl Primus, Katherine Dunham, Debbie Allen, passing down our stories, our songs, uninhibited and free. Why? Let live the voices, let live the minds, let live the souls, let live the hands, let live the feet. Calling all you creative women to band together. I said calling all you creative women to band together. Calling all the creators, creative women to band together. Rejuvenate and heal us all. Thank you. Thank you.